And after that, I started my journey as a .NET developer. For 6 to 7 months, I was completely on bench, no task, nothing to do. Previous company, I was working with a salary of like 3.25 LPA. By preparing as a data analyst, I cracked 5 to 6 offers from different companies, and 4 of them are product-based companies. So I decided at that point of time that I will leave this job and I will try to get into a data analyst career. I was stuck. And 5 to 6 times I faced rejection. So visualization with Power BI or Tableau is an important part. If you are working on a marketing side, it is not a complete data analyst role.
Hello data lovers, I hope you all are doing really well. I know you have seen a lot of stories where people are moving from non-tech kind of background to the data analyst, even including the freshers. But have you ever imagined like someone who is working in a service-based company, and that to a really different profile, means a .NET developer, which is not that much common nowadays, and that guy made into the data analyst job profile. During the job switch, he actually got almost 400% of salary hike, and that is why I am telling you this podcast is actually really important for all the aspiring data analysts. He will be sharing his life experience, interview experience. He will point out all those important things which you need to prepare in order to crack good product based companies, the salary part, how many different type of job roles even are available within the data analyst job profile, and what kind of challenges and difficulties you will face if you are moving from these kind of job profiles to data analyst role, and how you can overcome those challenges and difficulties. So watch this podcast till the very end. Lots of informative stuff inside this podcast. And before starting the podcast, make sure to hit the like button. Also, I have started my Hindi channel. If you have not subscribed it yet, link is in the description. Go and subscribe that one as well. Alright, so thank you so much Durgesh for joining me in this podcast. Really excited to have a discussion around the data analyst related stuff. First of all, how are you doing? How are the things at your end?
I'm fine, Shashank, and how are you doing?
Awesome, doing good. So I know you are pretty much active on LinkedIn. A lot of people already know you, but it would be really great if you can give a short introduction to the audience who is watching you for the very first time. Anything about your background as well.
Okay, thanks, Shashank. So basically, I'm working as a product analyst in Target right now, and previously, I graduated in 2021 from 𝗗𝗶𝘀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 Tier 3 college, and after that, I started my journey as a .NET developer. So in that journey, that was a good journey, but after that, I realized that I need to go to a data analyst career. So I just resigned my thing, and now I am working as a product analyst in Target, and I run a lot of people in the community, and many people are following me for the data analyst thing, and I'm helping a lot of people to mold their career and get into a data analyst. Like even if they are from different background, no matter, I'm helping them to get a good data analyst job, and I run my own courses, and that's all about me.
As you mentioned, like I'm very curious about your journey, like .NET to data analyst. So you started your professional career in 2021 itself as a software engineer, but after that you moved into data analyst role. Question is why and how did it happen?
So when I started my career as a .NET developer, so at that point of time, I was on bench. So at the starting, I got some training on Microsoft SQL Server. So at that point of time, I was very good at SQL. So when I started the things for 6 to 7 months, I was completely on bench, no task, nothing to do. So I talked with my friend and see a lot of videos related to data analyst. So at that point of time, I realized that I am a person who usually keep track of the things that I do. I keep track of the records that I do in the day-to-day life. So at that point of time, I thought that SQL is something that can help me a lot in data analyst career. So with my SQL skills, I started learning different technologies like Python, PySpark, and other things, so that I can be a good data analyst. So that thing helped me, and I started my things consistent. I was very consistent at my learning phase. Every day used to learn a lot of things, and .NET was actually not giving me that much kick that data analysis is giving me. So I decided at that point of time that I will leave this job and I will try to get into a data analyst career. So because data is something that I am very fond of. I am very active with data. I used to do a lot of things. I used to get a lot of insights from the data, and I love to do that. So with my love, I move forward to a data analyst career.
Now, this is very amazing, and I think this could be a great inspiration to all other folks. Like We all know how data profiles are booming in the industry. So how he actually did moving from .NET kind of profile to data analyst. So your path and your journey would be an inspiration to many. And let me know in the comment section as well, guys, if you are in a different job profile and also trying to move into data analyst role. What are you following? Where are you stuck? So share all those things, your experience in the comment box. So when you were applying for the data analyst role, what type of challenges did you face? Because you had no prior experience in the data analyst. I mean, prior experience, I would say your previous designation was not a data analyst, and I'm not sure like whether you worked on proper industry level projects for the data analyst or not. So what challenges were there at that moment?
So basically the biggest challenge that I faced when I was interviewing for data analytics is not the skills, it's the way of presenting myself as a data analyst. Because when you are a person who wants to learn data analytics, so skills are something that a person can learn with the help of YouTube, with the help of classes, with the help of online classes. But the main thing is to present yourself in front of the interviewer that actually you worked as a data analyst. Because I know myself that I haven't worked as a data analyst, but people who are hiring me, they must have a just like that this person has worked as a data analyst. So to mold myself as a data analyst and to tell them my story, and my storytelling part was a very difficult task to me. So at the starting when I was applying for different companies, I cracked the technical round. But at the time when I was moving towards the managerial round, I was stuck. And 5 to 6 times I faced rejection. So at that point of time, I followed many people and I'd seen them how they are working as a data analyst. I talked with them. I just gained some knowledge that what this role is all about, how to actually start and how to actually end, how their day-to-day work life looks like. So these are some things that helped me a lot. And after that, I again started applying. And the main part, when you are learning SQL or when you are learning anything and you are from not from a technical background, at that point of time, you need someone who will guide you in a very simple way so that you can start your career and you don't feel like that this is difficult or this is something. So in my case, my friend 𝗗𝗶𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 was there who helped me a lot in these things, and he molded myself, like he molded me, he helped me that how Durgesh you can apply, how to actually show your experience as a data analyst. And after that, lot of these things, I was able to crack my data analyst jobs.
Your resume was actually getting shortlisted, because sometimes, I'm not sure, recruiters might say that your past background was like a software engineer or .NET developer, your tech stack was not proper. So did you face that kind of issue as well?
Yeah, I faced these kind of issues at the starting, but after that I molded my resume. So I written the task that I have did in my previous company, but in that task I just put a short crisp that I have used SQL Server, I have maintained dashboards, so that a person who is looking my resume, because resume molding is a very important part. If you are a person who wants to get into a data analyst career, and if you are not a person whose resume will not look good, then nobody will hire you, because HRs are the people who will see your resume first, and they are looking exactly for the skills that are important for getting into data analyst. So at that point of time, I molded my resume a little bit and put a short crisp of SQL and dashboarding. So after that, it helped me a lot, and many of the companies are actually selecting my resume, and they are like granting me for giving an interview in their company.
So coming from .NET developer background, what all important skill sets did you acquire step by step to become a data analyst? It would be really great if you can share your personal guide of those skill sets, because I think this is the like beginning for each and everyone, and lots of people get confused what to learn, what not to learn.
So Shashank, when I started to become when I started that I want to become a data analyst, so I will say the one thing that SQL is the heart of data analysis. So my first tip is that be proficient in SQL. If you are a person who has a good amount of knowledge in SQL, and if you are a person who is actually able to solve some questions on different sites like Strata, Scratch, and you are actually learning SQL from the basics, so SQL is the most important thing. Second thing that is most important is visualization. Because if you are a data analyst, you must have a day-to-day work in visualizations also, because you have to present your reports in front of the stakeholders and everyone. So visualization with Power BI or Tableau is an important part. The third thing which is important is Python. So now I'm not talking about the exact data structures in Python. if you are a person who is looking for a data engineering job, then you must have a decent and good amount of knowledge in data structures. But yeah, if you are a person who are looking for a job in data analyst, then if you are good with the concepts like list, tuple, dictionary, sets, and you are able to solve questions in looping and all these things, then you are good to go with Python. After that, I realized that pandas and PySpark are also important. So PySpark, I'm not giving that much weightage to PySpark, but yeah, pandas is important because people are looking for visualization in pandas also, because it helps in fast processing and all. So these are the four major skill set that I worked on when I am preparing for a data analyst thing. But yeah, right now in the job market, guesstimates and problem solving is also very important part. So if right now when I am preparing, if I will prepare for a data analyst job, then I will take care of guesstimates and problem solving also. So these are the 5 to 6 skills that are very important if you want to pursue in a data analyst career.
Your profile says your role is product analyst, and I'm pretty much very curious. I have also worked with different like type of analyst. So I think you can explain it really well. How is it different from a data analyst profile? If both are same, then like there are any other similar role names for the data analyst job profile?
So when I will talk about a product analyst role, so basically product analyst role is a kind of data analyst role only, but there are different things. So for example, if you are a person who usually shops on Amazon, so at the point of time when you are going on an Amazon window and you see some order, at the point of time there is something written that if you will order it today, you will get it by 2 days, after 2 days. So in our company, when I am working as a product analyst, there are different products. So for example, the delivery thing that I have told you right now as an example of Amazon is a product which is known as promise in our company. So there are different products for the whole retail market that I am working on. So I am working on one of them. So my product is something known as guest order management, in which I will get data of all the guest orders that are placed. And from that data, I usually have to do a data analysis with the help of skills that are important for data analysts. So this is a differentiation in which you are not working on the whole data, you are working on the parts of the data, and that parts are known as products. So this is the kind of a profile which is known as product analyst profile.
So apart from product analyst, other synonyms as well. I think I have heard about risk analyst and these top type of profiles. So they are also very similar to data analyst.
Basically, if I will tell you about data analyst profiles, I can tell you a simple thing. In every profile, sales analyst, financial analyst, risk analyst, if you are working on a marketing side, as a marketing analyst or an analyst, at that point of time, it is not a complete data analyst role. But if you are working for a company and if that profile tells you about risk analyst or a different type of analyst, basically all of them require a structure which follows the data analyst kind of thing. So if you are a person who is seeing the profile of risk analyst, financial analyst, product analyst, data analyst, then you can apply for it if you have a good understanding of SQL, Python, and visualization. Because in all these profiles, the work is 80% same. You have the 80% work is you have to play with data. So if you are a person who wants to get into data analyst, if you are very selective with the profile that you want to work with the whole data, you want to work with this kind of data, financial data, then you have to prefer a specific profile. But if you want to start your journey as a data analyst, then all of these profiles will help you and will help you to gain some experience.
If you are also watching this podcast and belong to any of these profile names which Durgesh was mentioning, let me know in the comment section. I would love to hear your opinion about these profiles, what you do as a risk analyst, what you do as a product analyst, marketing analyst, sales analyst. So whatever you do, please put it down in the comment section. How much salary you were getting in your first job, and during job switch, how many job offers like you actually cracked the whole salary negotiation part? I'm not asking the exact number, but if you can also put some range about your current salary, that would give a really good insight to the audience.
Basically, at starting, in previous company, I was working with a salary of 3.25 LPA. So at that point of time, I was not very satisfied. So when I started my journey by preparing as a data analyst, I cracked 5 to 6 offers from different companies, and 4 of them are product-based companies. So these are like Credit B, ServiceNow, United Airlines, Pipelines and Useful BI. These are the companies that I cracked, and Target was one of them. So in Target, the work culture and everything was very good. So I decided to move with Target, and the salary hike that I got is actually 300 to 400%, and the range is between, you can say, 10 to 14 LPA. So yeah, that was the range.
300 to 400% salary hike. Working in a service-based company might not add that much value in our growth, because I think first company was the service-based itself where you were working. I'm just asking your opinion. I'm not opening any debate topic. It's just what did you actually feel there?
I will say that if you are working in a product-based company, then they are getting services from different vendors for which you are working. They are different clients. So at the point of time, in that companies, a person who has a good experience and is not a fresher, they are getting a good role, they are getting a good job kind of thing, they are performing the things, they are getting good experience. But the person who are fresher, they are actually suffering from the thing that they are not getting that much good product projects, and they are on bench. Many of the time people are on bench. In my personal experience, I talk to a lot of people, and many of the people are saying that they are not getting a good experience in a service based company. If you're a person who are at a high profile in a service based company, then you will get that thing. But now coming on to the product based part. So if you are working in a product based company, they have their own products, they have their own data, and their data is something very big. So at that point of time, you don't have to suffer for some project kind of thing. On the first day you will join the company, in 1 month of training period, they will provide you with something that you can work on. And basically, if you are getting a job and not doing anything from 7 to 8 months or 9 months, like in my previous experience, then it's not a good thing, because in job market, you are someone who wants some experience because you want to grow. So in my case, product based companies are something that will help you a lot in these kind of things, and you will get a lot good experience along with the salary package that they give. As everybody know that product based company are giving a good salary package, but not only salary package is everything. You are getting a lot good experience and a lot good growth in a product based company as compared to a service based company.
Durgesh, I have just one last question for this podcast, and this is pretty much related to interview experience as well. I definitely want to know, how does the interview process look like for a data analyst role in top-notch product-based companies? What are major things we should focus while preparing the interviews, or you can say before appearing in those interviews?
So I'm starting with a very simple thing. So when you are applying in a product-based company, many of the times you will get a screening call, because product-based companies are not that company that can hire everyone. They want some screening kind of thing because they want to get a good talent. So at the screening point of time, they will ask you something that is related to their profile. That is basically a judgmental kind of screening round in which they are just looking that you are good at communication and you know little bit about the things that you are applying for. Now come on the major round, which is first round. So first round is basically a technical round in which they will judge you on the skills that they have provided in the job description. So in my case, I have applied in a lot of companies and given a lot of interview. So in my case, SQL was something that is asked in first round a lot, along with some Python things. But yeah, SQL is the major concern, that they have to look a person who is very good at finding data and finding the insights from the data. So SQL is the main thing for that. So in first round, the questions in product-based companies are not very simple. They're not based on this simple concept. But yeah, they can start them from here, from the basics one. And then they move towards the top-notch questions like window functions, CTs, subqueries, how to design them, and some basic questions in a theory part. And after that round, the second round comes into the picture. In second round, in many of the companies, their second round is also a technical round, then in which they will again look at your skills that you are working with and that you have knowledge with, and again that round will happen. So that will also consist of some tools and technologies that are related to job description. But yeah, you have to be very confident at answering the questions, because at the same point of time, they will not tell you that you are correct or not. So you have to be very confident and you have to show something, your communication and your storytelling part. I can tell you one thing, Shashank, if a person wants to become a data analyst, he must be a very good storyteller. He can tell about himself, that how he is working with that kind of thing. So now come on to the third round. So many of the companies have second round as third round, and many of the companies have third round. So the third round is completely all managerial. In that round, they are just looking for how you work, how's your day-to-day process, how you actually worked as a data analyst, how, like, what is the size of your team, what are the basic challenges that you faced in the previous company. So these are for 50% managerial questions that everybody has knowledge about, and 50% on the job role in which you are working in the previous company. So this is all about the third round. So now after the third round, they will usually take some time to tell you the results, and after that you have to do the negotiation part. So negotiation part is, Shashank, is very important, because if a person is getting 3 to 3.5 lakh of package, and if he is not a good negotiator in salary terms, then he will not get a good package, because company wants to give a less package only. They are not willing to give you 400% hike or 500% hike. So at that point of time, you have to show something in yourself that company wants to hire you, or put some value in their business at the point of. And one major tip, if I'm saying that, if you are going to apply for a company, just understand their business. This is the most important thing. If you are applying for any company, understand their business, because they will ask questions in the terms of guesstimates or problem solving along their own business. So many of the people are not able to give the answers of the business case studies or business things. So I am the person, if I apply for any company, I just understand their business, how that process works. And after that, I am very confident if they will ask any question to that, I can answer. So these are my things that a person has to follow if he wants to become a data analyst or a good data analyst in a good product-based company.
Yep. Thanks, Durgesh, for putting your personal experience in front of the audience. I think these are some wonderful key takeaways from this podcast, and our audience would have definitely enjoyed it listening to you. So thank you so much, Durgesh, for joining. It was really wonderful talking to you. A big thanks from my side and from the entire audience side.
Thanks, Ashank. Thanks for giving me this opportunity, because actually I want to help people, because I am the person who is helping people from previous 3 to 4 months. And I feel very good when people come to me and they say me that, Durgesh, you helped me and I got a job in data analysis. So thanks to you, Shashank, that you provided me this opportunity so that I can showcase my talent, because it is very important for the audience to learn and to grow. So thanks, Ashank. Thank you so much.
So that is what I had for you guys in this podcast. I'm pretty sure you would have enjoyed every single thing, and most important, the information which Durgesh shared about the data analyst role, experience, skill set, different kind of categories. Everything was top notch. So if you find it informative, quickly hit the like button and share this video with other fellow data analysts. And if you have anything to share about this podcast, put it down in the comment section. And if you are new to the channel, then hit the subscribe button as well and press the notification icon. I will see you guys in the next week with something really amazing. Till then, just keep exploring data.